Shed2Ed, episode 25, week 17 of the current NFL season. We got a slate of games scheduled for New Year's Day 2023.
Yeah, let's see if I can hold a lead going into the end of 2022 here. We got 1 or 2 weeks left. I don't know if we'll end up drafting in week 18. Up by 1, so we're still keeping the Shed2Ed going here. We'll see if this is going to be the last episode that I record in this shed, but it will live on. No doubt, no doubt.
Perennial favorites are Chiefs and Bills, but the Bills are playing the Monday game, so they are not on the New Year's Day draft. I got Chiefs. You went for 49ers for your first pick overall, Steve.
Yeah, Chiefs is an easy pick, a layup of a pick in this matchup here against the Broncos. Whether or not Russell Wilson is playing or not, the Chiefs at home are just going to stampede over the Broncos here. And, you know, the 49ers are hot. The Raiders are benching Derek Carr. They're going with the backup Jarrett Stidham. So the 49ers solid defense against a backup quarterback on a struggling Raiders team. I think that's pretty much a layup there as well.
I'm very glad that this week we got LA versus LA. No need to keep track of which blue and yellow team is where. And then you grab the Eagles going up against the Saints. This is a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, the LA versus LA match. I mean, the only thing that I'm waiting to happen there is just for the Chargers to blow a must-win game at the end of the season, like they like to do. The Rams, they can hang around. They've had a really, really tough year, but they can hang around. They can play spoiler to their LA rivals for sure. And Philadelphia Eagles, they might have Gardner Minshew starting again for them, but they looked pretty solid last week against the Cowboys. So I think they can take on an easier matchup here against the Saints and get the job done.
Eagles are -7 against the Saints. Do you think the Eagles are going to beat the spread?
It's hard to tell. Honestly, they probably will, but I'm not going to bet it. Unless Jalen Hurts is confirmed in, but then I'll try and squeeze the line out before it changes, something like that.
Third pick. So far, I got the Chiefs. I got the Chargers. I took the New York Giants for my third pick overall. They're -5 on the spread. I like them better than the Colts. The Colts just seem to be full of disappointment this season. Yeah,
the Colts suck. Just flat out. They're not good. I don't know who's going to be starting at quarterback for them this week. Is it going to be Nick Foles again? Is Matt Ryan out for the year? Are they going to bother with Sam Ehlinger? They have a quarterback carousel there. They can't lean on their offensive line like they used to. They can't lean on their defense like they used to. They're just a lost team now, just waiting to ride out the end of the season. The Giants, they're pretty much frauds, but they are in playoff contention, so it is a must-win game for them, and they are at home, so look for them to be playing with a lot more intensity than the Colts will. And, you know, the Lions at home, they were, I believe, 3-8, and now they're all the way back in playoff contention themselves, so this is a must-win game for the Lions. And luckily enough, they draw division rival Bears, who are struggling recently as well.
Enter the Washington football team. I grabbed them against the Browns. The Commanders aren't good. The Browns aren't good. I like Washington. I'm gonna come out there and I'm gonna say it. I'm a closeted Washington fan this season.
Man, this game, I wasn't gonna touch that game at all. Deshaun Watson has been the worst quarterback in the league since he's come back from his 11-game suspension. Like even worse than Russell Wilson somehow. I don't understand what it is with these quarterbacks and their $250 million contracts, but they don't seem to be wanting to earn them at all. So, you know, Washington Commanders with Carson Wentz back starting again after benching Taylor Heineke. It could be a fun one. Carson might be fired up. He had a good stretch at the beginning of the year. And their defense seems to be coming around a little bit more. They got Chase Young back. They got a bit of pass rush back. So they're starting to solidify some things there. The Browns can play spoilers pretty easily. I don't know how this game is going to go, but interesting take here. Jacksonville, you know that they can blow games anytime, any place, anywhere. Houston's they're not playing for anything. So this one is just going to be for draft position there as well. So it would be a Jacksonville Jaguars thing to do.
Texans are trash. Bet against the Texans all day, every day. Even at home, though, are we okay betting against Houston at home?
Yeah, Houston's bad, and it will matter where they play. The only thing that Houston could do is actually ruin their own draft stock. So, they can actually come out and win a game for their fans and then, avoid getting first overall pick. I still think that they might have a game in hand anyways. And Jacksonville could blow this. It's a late pick in the draft, but I'll take it over whatever is left.
Falcons and Cardinals are both out of contention. This is a game for draft position. And then the Buccaneers, the New York Times went on record and they said the Buccaneers have been grinding out ugly wins against bad teams. Would you agree with that assessment that the Bucs are just grinding out ugly wins against bad teams?
Yes. The Buccaneers hate covering the spread as favorites. They like to keep it close. They're playing another bad team here with the Panthers. Panthers kind of found a little bit of a groove with their running game lately as they've unleashed basically Donta Foreman and Chuba Hubbard last week. And Sam Darnold's got some wheels, or at least some willingness to take off and run. So it'll be interesting to see if the Buccaneers defense can contain the surging Carolina Panthers offense. But this one's probably just going to be a low scoring game. I know the over-under is probably set at like 38.5 or something stupid like that. So I'm probably just going to avoid this game completely because, the Buccaneers are just ugly this year, straight up ugly.
I grabbed your boys, the Ravens, and you grabbed my other closet favorite team, the Green Bay Packers, this week.
Yeah, I really kind of want to see if Lamar Jackson is going to be playing for the Ravens here. The line is probably going to shift if he's listed in, but he's probably going to be out since Baltimore clinched last week. We don't want to rush him back and get hurt right before the playoffs. I'm expecting another week of Taylor Huntley at home. So it's going to be a pretty close game. It's going to be a very defensive game against the division rival Steelers. It's going to be a classic AFC North matchup. So, if you think Lamar is going to play, you can grab Ravens at -2.5, -3, and hopefully find some value there. But it's going to be a tight one. And Green Bay Packers, I hate betting on them. I feel like they always ruin something for me, whether I bet for or against them. I'm probably going to avoid this game completely because I have no idea which Vikings team is going to show up week after week and which Aaron Rodgers is going to show up week after week. So I'm just going to probably totally avoid this game, play the favorite in the draft.
Last two picks, we have the New York Jets hopping on a jet, heading over to the West Coast to play Seattle. And you grabbed the Miami Dolphins, who are playing in New England this week.
Yeah. So we got the Jets there over in Seattle. Seattle was always a good home team, but this year at home, they've been struggling a lot. The Jets are up and down lately. I think they're going to have Mike White back at quarterback, but is that really that good of a thing? He's just better than, your bust of a quarterback, Zach Wilson, and, old man Flacco. This one's kind of a toss-up for me. I'm kind of leaning towards Seattle Seahawks, but I've bet them at home the last couple of times and they've burned me. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this one, whether I'm going to lean with Seattle or not, but we'll see what kind of edge we get when the time comes. And with Miami, we're thinking that Tua's got a concussion now, so we're probably going to be having a backup quarterback. Tua's had flashes here and there, but he's not the be-all, end-all. As long as somebody can give the ball to Jalen Waddle and Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, and Tyreek Hill, then they're going to be fine. It doesn't matter if it's going to be jet sweeps, short slants, or deep bombs. I think Miami's still going to win this game.
I'm still watching the Cowboys game right now. I could throw a recap in there.
Nah, man, that game's not even worth watching, man.
Oh, don't even write home.
No, man. The Titans are like playing backups everywhere. They don't got Tannehill. They don't got Derrick Henry. They don't have like anybody, man.
Monday, Bengals versus Bills. Bengals at plus 1.5. Who you got in that matchup?
I'll always take the Bills. I'll always take the Bills over Bengals. So to have a line so close to the Bills is, an accomplishment of itself. But I still am going to take the Bills with this matchup. We're starting to refine some picks here in the gambling world there as well. We started out pretty hot in the NFL season and kind of just went downhill after midseason. Don't know what happened. I think it's just a string of bad luck. So one thing that saves me is like unit management. So I try not to gamble too much on any one pick because I know any team can blow any picks, stuff like that. I know I threw out a couple of 5-unit plays lately and just got absolutely toasted by them. So other than that, unit management has been the saving grace of the latter half of the football season. And I think we're going to have to return back to a shorter card where I don't take 18 plays. I just take my top 8 or so favorite plays and have those for the day. So we'll figure all that out in football season 2023. We'll still see you around for some MMA in the off season. Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby.